Hey guys, Yuliya here. So today I wanted to show you how to overwinter your Coleus, and also I wanted to show you the space that I created a couple of months ago with cuttings of Coleus that I overwintered last season, and it filled in so beautifully. So let me show you the space first, and then I will show you what to do before the winter with your Coleus. Alrighty, so this is my what I call a little tropical paradise with houseplants on the right, and on the left there was nothing, but I felt like it needed some color. So I used a lot of my Coleus cuttings from last season and I just planted them in the space, and it turned out beautiful. Just a variety of colors and textures. This one has a lot of slug damage, and I was putting slug bait down. It was okay, but it's at the end of the season, I kind of gave up. And this one is gorgeous. It's called Limelight, and this is one of the few that I actually bought to try this year. I'm so happy with this. I'm definitely taking cuttings. But isn't this so pretty? So as you guys know, most of my backyard is total shade, and Coleus is kind of the way to go for color. Let me just pan around and so you can see. It's beautiful. I absolutely love this, but it is tons of shade. So let me show you guys how I prepare my Coleus for the winter. Overwintering Coleus is very simple, and I overwinter my Coleus two ways. One is I take cuttings of the varieties that I like, and then if I see a particularly nice looking plant and small enough to overwinter in the pot, I just plant it in a nice pot and I keep it as a house plant. And then when my cuttings root in about a couple of weeks, I plant those up too and treat them like house plants. I put them on the very bright windowsill, and that's pretty much it. It's so simple. Now, a lot of people wait for frost before they start taking their Coleus inside to overwinter. I actually don't wait that long. In my experience, Coleus actually doesn't like cold temperatures, not just frost temperatures, but like even 40. I think it's a bit too cold for them, so I kind of get a head start on overwintering my Coleus. So let me show you exactly how I do this. Here's the first method on overwintering your Coleus. You take cuttings, and the way you take cuttings from a plant is you cut your plant right below the node. And the node is usually a bulging on the stem or where your leaves come out from the stem. Then you remove the leaves so they don't taint the water, and you remove the pair of leaves above, and you simply place this cutting in water. And this is pretty much it. It will take about a couple of weeks before your cutting starts to root, and then you can just plant it straight in a pretty pot with soil. Alright, so it's this simple. You dig your plant out and you put it in a nice pot and you bring it inside as a house plant. However, there are a couple of things that I do before I bring it indoors. And the number one thing that people ask me is bugs. Am I bringing bugs inside? And this actually applies not just to your Coleus plants, but also to the house plants. So before I bring my plants inside, I treat it with organicide. I'm not sure how to pronounce it. I'm sorry, guys. But this product is great. It's organic. It is bee safe, but it smells horrible. It has fish oil. It has other really bad smelling stuff, and that's the point. Bed bugs or bad bugs really don't like the smell. But I am warning you, it smells terrible. So I treat my plants about a week and a half before I bring them indoors. This way they kind of take care of the bugs and the smell goes away. The other thing that I usually do is I trim the plant a little bit, because when they enter my home environment, they get a little bit leggier because the light is just not the same. And I could see this plant really needs like a little trimming, and remove any of the dead leaves or any of the debris so you don't bring any pathogens or diseases or bugs indoors. Also, when you bring your plant in the house, if you see any signs of stretching or your plant losing color too much, some color loss is fine because it's winter months coming, so the daylight is not as long and not as intense. But if they're really struggling, you should probably get an artificial light, and I will post the link down below to very inexpensive artificial light that I use in my home that you could just get on Amazon. Another thing that I forgot to mention, before you dig your plant out, you should water it really well, so it is not as in much shock when it goes in the pot, and then when you put it in the pot, you should water it again. Anyway, I hope this video was helpful, and I hope you going to go ahead and save some of your Coleus plants, because they're just so beautiful and they do amazing as a house plant, so you can enjoy them in the winter months and bring them outside next season. And also, I just don't like to see plants die before my eyes. Anyway, thank you so much, guys, for watching. If you have any questions or comments, post in the comment section below. I'll see you next time. Bye.